こっちを向いちゃダメ。そのまま聞きなさい。いい？あんたは私から離れちゃダメ。私が皇女殿下であんたが平民とか理由にもならない。もし誰かが私とあんたを引き離そうとするなら、私は家を捨てる。そしてあんたと外国へ行く。
All right, my friends, we just got done watching Private Tutor to the Duke's Daughter. This was episode number 6. I don't know what I'm doing over here. I guess I take one finger away. This was episode number 6, and I'm going to say something a little crazy on the front end, but stay with me. I genuinely do think this was a nothing burger of an episode. Hold on. I know it sounds crazy, but even with that being the case, I was still really entertained. It was really charming, and I still really enjoyed it. Now, you might be asking, well, how is it a nothing burger if you still felt all that? Well, the way I always think about nothing burgers of an episode, I know, again, it sounds crazy, is if you were to remove this episode, how impactful is it to the season overall? Now, some might say this was super impactful, and if that's your opinion, I totally feel you on that. But for me, we could plop this out and probably move to the next episode, and you wouldn't really be like, I wonder how we got to this point. You just be like, oh, okay. And that's how I really feel. Now, again, that's not going to happen. So this episode did establish a few different things. One, well, I guess let's kind of go in order in a way. It starts off with Lydia kind of like going off at her ceremony where she was inducted into whatever it was, okay? Basically, the guard and the prince, they insulted Alan, and Alan is her partner / potentially life partner, which one of the frustrating things is Alan really needs to decide if that's the case or not. I get it. He's a commoner. She's a noble. She's made it incredibly clear to him that she would renounce her house to be with him. So he really needs to make a decision romantically if he feels that way towards her or not, because the way she's acting is like your husband. So you basically need to deal with that and everything that comes with it. And truly, I don't even think that she needs to renounce her house, because her mother, which is Lisa, Lynn's sister, whatever, and Line and her brother, I don't know about her father, and her brother, they're all in agreement of brother-in-law, son-in-law. So they're pretty much all in agreement. So he basically just needs to figure if that's the deal or not, because if not, he kind of just is stringing her along, which is kind of like a piece of doo-doo thing to do. You know what I mean? On the opposite side, so, we have that, and, he goes and he saves her. He says some choice words or whatever, and she makes him tutor at her house. So now he's going to tutor Tina, Ellie, and her little sister, Line. So that's kind of like one, maybe let's call it 2 things. The other thing is the piece of crap prince apparently has given up on Lydia and now has decided to go after her little sister, Line, which is super weird. So there's that. The headmaster decided to peace out because he's going to go handle the prince stuff. So he has so much faith, and he put Alan as an instructor in his place. And in his class are Tina, Line, and her older sister too. Tina's older sister was there as well. So we got to meet Karen, and we got to see him teach a class and show off his powers. And, he's basically like an expert level spellcaster, but doesn't have enough mana. He has to basically borrow mana to cast spells. So Tina's older sister says, hey, can you cast a supreme spell? The answer to that question is yes, but he would have to borrow the mana to do so. So it established that. Like I said, we also met his older sister, or his younger sister as well too. And then I think there was a 5th thing that occurred at the end of the episode. No, I guess he just got reprimanded by Lydia at the end of the episode. But what I will say is kind of the other thing is, one of the things I wanted from the show a lot was just more Lydia on screen. But I'm not a big fan of the, will they, won't they, and the non-romanticness of it. Like, they're making their relationship very evident, or at least Lydia is, but then on Alan, kind of going wishy-washy back and forth. So overall, though, I was entertained. I like seeing Lydia on screen a lot. I like seeing different relationships. I don't know how I feel about Tina's older sister. Kind of like, she was in awe a little bit about Alan, and you could tell like she instantly was like, yo, he's handsome, whatever. Like, again, Alan is depicted as the Rizzler, right? He like just rizzes girls left and right. So now you have Tina's older sister kind of eyeballing him a little bit too, and it's like, okay, well, now we have her and Tina and Lydia and Ellie. And we have his little sister, which is Karen, which we don't quite know. Again, they're not really related, so we don't quite know how she feels about her possessiveness over her brother. So, you know, that's going to be interesting as well, too. But overall, this was a good episode. I think it was a solid 7 out of 10 episode. It was enjoyable. It was fun to watch. But at the end of the day, I think it was a little bit of a nothing burger. But again, there was a little bit of fan service here, and Lydia was on screen a lot. So I think that outside of Alan, I think Lydia is the best character of the show. And it's just because I really would like to see him with Lydia and further that relationship versus Tina. But I guess that's not quite the way that the show's going to end up going, which I have feels about. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week for episode number 7. Let me know how you guys felt and feel and think about this episode in the comments down below. And hit me with a like before you leave, or dislike, whatever you want. But just engage with the video. Help me out, please. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.